In the oftentimes sinister and terrifying world of unexplained phenomena and urban legends, the Mothman looms large as a particularly frightening and disturbing entity. This shadowy creature, said to resemble a winged humanoid with glowing red eyes, has haunted the collective consciousness since its first reported sightings in the 1960s. The legend of the Mothman is synonymous with the small town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, a sleepy community that found itself thrust into the national spotlight when a series of bizarre events unfolded in 1966 and 1967. It was during this time that multiple residents reported encounters with a bizarre otherworldly entity that defied conventional explanation. From firefighters to young couples out on dates, eyewitnesses described a terrifying creature with a wingspan in excess of 6 feet, a humanoid body covered in grayish-brown fur or feathers, and piercing red eyes that seemed to glow with an otherworldly intensity. Some claim to have seen the creature soaring gracefully through the night sky, while others reported it perched atop abandoned buildings or lurking in the shadows of the dense forests surrounding Point Pleasant. As the sightings mounted, so too did the sense of unease that gripped the town. Rumors and speculation ran rampant, with the strange occurrences attributed to everything from extraterrestrial visitors to ancient Native American spirits. Thus the Mothman legend was born, capturing the public's imagination and sparking a fascination that endures to this day. To understand the Mothman phenomenon, it is essential to examine the first-hand accounts of those who claim to have encountered this strange specter. These eyewitness reports, while varied in their details, share a common thread of terror and disbelief. One of the earliest and most renowned encounters was that of two young couples, Steve and Mary Millette, and Roger and Linda Scarberry, who reported seeing the Mothman while out for a late-night drive on November 15, 1966. As they crossed the old Second World War munitions plant outside Point Pleasant, they noticed two glowing red orbs in the distance. As they drew closer, the orbs revealed themselves to be the eyes of a towering winged creature that seemed to defy the laws of nature. According to their accounts, the creature stood nearly 7 feet tall, with a wingspan of over 10 feet. Its body was covered in a grayish-brown fur or feathers, and its eyes burned with an intense, otherworldly glow. Terrified, the couple sped away, convinced they had witnessed something truly supernatural. As word of these encounters spread, more and more residents of Point Pleasant came forward with their own stories of Mothman sightings over the subsequent months. Some reported seeing the creature lurking in the shadows of abandoned buildings or hovering near the town's derelict power plant, while others claimed to have spotted it soaring through the night sky or perched atop the town's famous Silver Bridge. Then another notable event occurred on December 15, 1967, exactly 13 months after the initial reports. On that fateful day in 1967, the aforementioned Silver Bridge collapsed into the river below, taking numerous vehicles with it. It was one of the worst bridge disasters in American history, with 46 confirmed fatalities, 9 injuries, and 2 victims unaccounted for. The 13 months of sightings leading up to this point, and a couple of reports that people had seen the Mothman flying in the vicinity of the bridge immediately prior to the collapse, inextricably linked the Mothman to this tragedy and sparked the theory that it was a harbinger of death. After this event, sightings tailed off as the town grieved. While skeptics dismissed these accounts as mere fabrications or misidentifications of more mundane creatures, the volume and consistency of reports lent weight to the notion that something out of the ordinary was afoot in Point Pleasant. With so many eyewitness accounts and so little concrete evidence, the true nature of the Mothman has remained shrouded in mystery, giving rise to a multitude of theories and explanations. Some of the most prominent include: 1. An extraterrestrial or interdimensional visitor. One of the most common theories suggests that the Mothman was a visitor from another world or dimension, perhaps a scout or reconnaissance entity sent to observe humanity. This theory draws parallels to other reported UFO sightings and close encounters, and posits that the Mothman's bizarre appearance and abilities were simply manifestations of technology or biology far beyond our comprehension. 2. A cryptid or unknown animal. Another popular theory posits that the Mothman was simply an undiscovered species of animal, perhaps a bizarre offshoot of evolutionary development or a remnant of a long-extinct lineage. Proponents of this theory point to the creature's seemingly avian or reptilian features, suggesting it could have been a previously unknown species of bird, or maybe even a pterosaur. 3. Connection to Native American mythology. Another theory suggests that the Mothman sightings may be linked to ancient Native American myths and legends. Indigenous tribes across North America, such as the Algonquin, have long-standing traditions revolving around powerful winged creatures that bear striking resemblances to the Mothman. Most notable is the Thunderbird, a vast bird spirit whose mighty wing beats create storms. 4. Mass hallucination or hysteria. Of course, there are those who believe the Mothman sightings were nothing more than a case of mass hallucination or hysteria, fueled by fear, rumor, and the human tendency to seek patterns and meaning in the inexplicable. This theory suggests that the sightings were the result of suggestibility and the power of belief, amplified by the close-knit nature of the Point Pleasant community. 5. A hoax or misidentification. Finally, there are those who dismiss the Mothman sightings as either an elaborate hoax or a series of misidentifications of more mundane creatures or phenomena. Wildlife experts have suggested that large migratory birds like sandhill cranes, that aren't normally native to the Point Pleasant area, may have been responsible for at least some of the sightings. Skeptics point to the lack of physical evidence and the often contradictory nature of the eyewitness accounts, suggesting that the Mothman legend was a combination of misidentified birds and social contagion, with hoaxers jumping on the bandwagon to further promote the story. While each theory has its merits and drawbacks, the true nature of the Mothman remains a mystery that has captivated researchers, theorists, and the general public alike for over half a century. Despite the lack of physical evidence, the legend of the Mothman has cast an eerie shadow over popular culture, inspiring numerous works of fiction, film, and even video games. As a dark, ominous specter associated with death, it has naturally captured the imaginations of writers, filmmakers, and game developers. Undoubtedly, the most notable work inspired by the Mothman legend is John Keel's 1975 book, The Mothman Prophecies, a seminal text that not only chronicles the events in Point Pleasant, but also explores the broader implications of unexplained phenomena and their potential connection to cosmic forces beyond our comprehension. Keel's book sparked a resurgence of interest in the Mothman, cementing its place in the pantheon of modern folklore. The Mothman's influence extended to the silver screen with the 2002 film adaptation of Keel's book, starring Richard Gere and Laura Linney. While the film took artistic liberties with the source material, it captured the sense of unease and mystery that characterized the original sightings, introducing the Mothman phenomenon to a new generation of audiences. In video games, the Mothman has made several appearances, most prominently in the acclaimed Fallout series. In the post-apocalyptic world of Fallout 76, players can encounter the terrifying Mothman, a mutated creature with a penchant for abducting unsuspecting survivors. The inclusion of the Mothman in this popular franchise not only pays homage to its cryptozoological roots but also serves as a testament to the enduring appeal of the legend. Since those early sightings, writers and artists have embraced the creature's haunting and macabre nature, using it as a canvas upon which to explore themes of mystery, fear, and the unknown. Perhaps most importantly, the Mothman has become a source of pride and tourism for the people of Point Pleasant, who have embraced the legend as part of their town's identity. The annual Mothman Festival, held each September, draws thousands of visitors eager to learn more about the creature and its legacy. Through these various manifestations in our modern culture, the Mothman has transcended its humble origins as a local urban legend, becoming a global phenomenon that speaks to our innate curiosity about the unknown and our desire to believe in the extraordinary. As we reach the end of our exploration into the mystery of the Mothman, one thing is abundantly clear: this harbinger of doom has left its mark on our collective psyche. While the true nature of the Mothman may never be fully understood, its legacy endures, serving as a reminder that there are still mysteries in this world that defy easy explanation, that challenge our perception of reality and force us to confront the unknown. For the people of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, the Mothman sightings were a transformative event, one that thrust their quiet town into the national spotlight and forever altered the course of their history. Whether the Mothman was an extraterrestrial visitor, an undiscovered cryptid, or just a large unfamiliar bird in the moonlight, its impact on popular culture is undeniable. From books and films to video games and art, the Mothman has captured the imaginations of creators. Perhaps most importantly, the Mothman legend serves as a powerful reminder that there is still so much we have yet to discover about our world and the universe around us. In an age of rapidly advancing technology and scientific understanding, the Mothman serves as a reminder that there are still mysteries that defy our current knowledge, that beckon us to push the boundaries of what we thought possible. As we look to the future, it is likely that the Mothman legend will grow and evolve with each passing generation. Whether through new eyewitness accounts, innovative works of fiction, or new scientific discoveries, the Mothman will remain a touchstone of the unexplained. For in the embrace of its night-dark wings, who can know what secrets and terrible truths will be revealed?